back to Kitchen Tips from Cooperative Extension. We teach several culinary classes out of our office, and one of the most requested topics is on how to food prep, meaning you will spend a little time on your days off to prepare yourself for the week ahead. We're going to combine that popular topic with seasonal produce and maybe something that you would see in a seasonal basket from a CSA or just in general items from a farmer's market. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is called mise en place, or put ourselves in order. That means we're going to make room for ourselves to work efficiently in the kitchen. The first thing we need to do is take a damp paper towel and put it underneath your cutting board. Doing this will allow your cutting board to stay safely in place. We have our knife. We have two bowls. I have a trim bowl and a scrap bowl. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. And then I have completely opened up and emptied out my dishwasher. As I move along through my food prep, I'm going to automatically put any dirty dishes in. It saves you time later on. I generally always start out with a bean and a grain. So over here we have a pot of beans. In it we have some herbs. I might put a clove or two of garlic, and I'm going to set my beans to cook. Follow me over here. I have a pot of boiling water. I'm gonna start a grain. Today I'm gonna do barley. You can do couscous, you can do rice, you can do any type of grain. I have my oven set. We're gonna do some roasting of vegetables. The first item I found in my CSA box is this. If you're not familiar with it, it's called a parsnip. I have used a produce brush. I've cleaned and I've scrubbed my parsnip. And in this case, it's still cold enough for us to roast vegetables. So in this case, I think I'm going to simply roast the parsnip, and I have a cookie sheet that has some other root vegetables on it that I'm going to show you a simple way to roast. So on this cookie sheet, we've got some other root veg. We have some carrots, we have some rutabaga, some beets, and now I'm adding my parsnips. A simple thing to do is to add olive oil, salt, and pepper, and then stick them in an oven about 425 degrees for about 25 minutes, depending on how big the item is and how the texture of the item. You'll notice that I put these in rows, and that makes it easy for you to pull off items as they're finished. If we were to mix everything up, it would be harder for us to keep track of the items that are done. This is going in the oven for about 25 minutes, 425 degrees. Next up, we have 2 bunches of herbs in our basket. This is a curly leaf parsley, and this is a bunch of cilantro. A couple of good ways to prep these out is considering how you're going to store them. We're going to cut off the bottom of the stems. I happen to have what is called an herb keeper. If you do not have an herb keeper, you can simply place a damp paper towel around the stems and place it in a plastic bag and put it in your refrigerator. This will keep your herbs fresh for about a week. Final thing, if you do not have an herb keeper but you have some jars, again, you can put a little water in the bottom, and you can put a plastic bag over the top, and they can stand upright in your refrigerator. The purpose of this is to give the herbs longevity. Next item in our CSA basket is spinach. A couple tips on prepping out spinach. I'm just going to pull off the really long, hard stems into bite-sized pieces. And today I am going to saute the spinach but you're welcome to use it in a fresh application as well for like a salad. The salad spinner is a tool that I feel is invaluable. Here I have water, and I've been soaking my spinach as I've been prepping it, and it's getting a good rinse off. Now you'll remove it, you'll dump this water, and you'll go ahead and spin your lettuce until it's dry. If you're sauteing it, it doesn't need to be perfectly dry, but if you're using it in a salad, you're going to want to do this process several times. Next up, we have two different types of lettuce. This is considered a spring mix, and it looks like we have some arugula here. So something to consider when you're putting together a salad. You can choose one, maybe stronger or familiar or more mild tasting lettuce as your base. And then when you get something like arugula, which is a little spicier, a little saltier, a little spicier, you can consider this a accent green. Next item in our box are leeks. If you've never tried a leek, they are wonderful. They're similar to an onion, just very mild. So we have two leeks here. The first thing you'll do is remove the very top, but you want to still hold the leek together. So you're not going to cut all of this off. This is going to go in my trim bowl. Next, I'm going to run my knife down through the leek vertically, and that's going to split each leek in half. You'll see that leeks are very dirty. And the reason why we left this top portion up is to hold it together as we're rinsing through the leek. So we're rinsing with cool water, layer by layer, and this top portion is holding everything together as we're rinsing this leek. So just go right on through all of the layers. And you want to rinse from the top down because you want the dirt to run out. If we were to reverse this, all the dirt would run to the top of the leek. So I'm checking all of the layers. I've rinsed it pretty well. Okay. Now that my leek has been rinsed, I'm going to cut off the very top, and this is going to go in my trim bowl. Now, when I talk about a trim bowl, all of this scrap will go into making stock in the future. So I save this, and once I have enough, I'll make vegetable stock. From here, I'll go ahead and cut off the very tip, put that in my trim bowl, and I'm simply going to make thin slices of the leeks. You can use them for garnish in salads, in egg dishes, in soups. There are a variety of ways that you can use this humble leek, and they're delicious. So as you see, a little bit of effort, and we have created all of this for our work week. We have beans, we have a sauteed green, we have some roasted vegetables, and we have a fresh salad. A hot tip on the salad, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna store it right in the salad spinner. I'm gonna push this down, lock it in place. It's gonna go in my fridge. Exactly like this. It'll stay great for about a week and a half. And then the rest of my items are ready for me to make some meals during the week. But most of the hard work is out of the way.